From the collections of Tehillim, Psalms, Psalm 119. Blessed are they that are perfect in the way, who walk in the law of Yahweh. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies, that seek him with the whole heart. Yea, they effectuate not injustice, they walk in his ways. Thou hast commanded us thy precepts, that we should observe them diligently. O that my ways were established, to observe thy statutes. Then shall I not be put to shame, when I have respect to all thy commands. I will give thanks to thee with uprightness of heart, when I learn thy righteous judgments. I will observe thy statutes. O forsake me not utterly. Wherewith shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. O let me not wander from thy commands. Thy word have I laid up in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. Blessed art thou, O Yahweh. Teach me thy statutes. With my lips have I declared all the ordinances of thy mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate on thy precepts, and have respect to thy ways. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word. Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live. So will I observe thy word. Open thou my eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. I am a sojourner in the earth. Hide not thy commands from me. My soul breaketh for the longing that it hath to thy ordinances at all times. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, that do wander from thy commands. Take away from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies. Princes also sat and talked against me, but thy servant did meditate on thy statutes. Thy testimonies also are a delight, and my counselors. My soul cleaveth to the dust. Make thou me live according to thy word. I declared my ways, and thou answeredst me. Teach me thy statutes. Make me to understand the way of thy precepts. So shall I meditate on thy wondrous works. My soul melteth for heaviness. Strengthen thou me according to thy word. Remove from me the way of falsehood, and grace me thy law. I have chosen the way of faithfulness. Thy ordinances have I set before me. I cleave to thy testimonies. O Yahweh, put me not to shame. The way of thy commands I am running, while thou broadenest my heart. Teach me, O Yahweh, Yahweh, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it to the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go in the path of thy commands, for therein do I delight. Incline my heart to thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away my eyes from beholding unworthiness. In thy ways make me alive. Establish to thy servant thy word, which is for fearing thee. Turn away my reproach whereof I am afraid, for thy ordinances are good. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Make thou me live in thy righteousness. Let thy loyal ardors also come to me, O Yahweh, even thy salvation according to thy word. So shall I have an answer for him that reproacheth me, for I trust in thy word. And take not the word of truth utterly out of my mouth, for I have hoped in thy ordinances. So shall I observe thy law continually, forever and ever. And I shall walk free, for I have sought thy precepts. I will also speak of thy testimonies before kings, and shall not be put to shame. And I will delight myself in thy commands, which I have loved. I will lift up my hands also to thy commands, which I have loved, and I will meditate on thy statutes. Remember the word to thy servant, because thou hast made me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath made me alive. The proud have had me greatly in derision, yet have I not swerved from thy law. I have remembered thy ordinances of old, O Yahweh, and have comforted myself. Hot indignation have taken hold upon me, because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Thy statutes have been my songs in the house of my sojournings. I have remembered thy name, O Yahweh, in the night, and have observed thy law. This I have had, because I have kept thy precepts. My portion is Yahweh, said I, toward the keeping of thy words. I entreated thy favor with my whole heart. Be merciful to me according to thy word. I thought on my ways, and turned my feet to thy testimonies. I made haste, and delayed not, to observe thy commands. The cords of wicked ones have wrapped me round, but I have not forgotten thy law. At midnight I will rise to give thanks to thee, because of thy righteous ordinances. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that observe thy precepts. The earth, O Yahweh, is full of thy loyal ardor. Teach me thy statutes. Thou hast dealt well with thy servant, O Yahweh, according to thy word. Teach me goodness, judgment, and knowledge, for I have believed in thy commands. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I observe thy word. Thou art good and doest good. Teach me thy statutes. The proud have forged a lie against me. With my whole heart will I keep thy precepts. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in thy law. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn thy statutes. The law of thy mouth is better to me than thousands of gold and silver. Thy hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding, that I may learn thy commands. They that fear thee shall see me and be glad, because I have hoped in thy word. I know, O Yahweh, that thy judgments are righteous, and that in faithfulness thou hast afflicted me. Let, I pray thee, thy loyal ardor be for my comfort, according to thy word to thy servant. Let thy tender mercies come to me, that I may live, for thy law is my delight. Let the proud be put to shame, for they have overthrown me wrongfully. But I will meditate on thy precepts. Let those that fear thee turn to me, and they shall know thy testimonies. Let my heart be perfect in thy statutes, that I be not put to shame. My soul fainteth for thy salvation, but I hope in thy word. My eyes fail for thy word, while I say, when wilt thou comfort me? For I am become like a wineskin in the smoke, yet do I not forget thy statutes. How many are the days of thy servant? When wilt thou execute judgment on them that persecute me? The proud have dug pits for me, who are not according to thy law. All thy commands are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help thou me. They had almost consumed me upon earth, but I forsook not thy precepts. Make thou me live according to thy loving kindness, so shall I observe the testimony of thy mouth. Forever, O Yahweh, thy word is settled in the skies. Thy faithfulness is to all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it stood. For thy ordinances they stood today, for all things are thy servants. Unless thy law had been my delight, I should then have perished in my affliction. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast made me alive. I am thine. Save me, for I have sought thy precepts. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider thy testimonies. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy command is exceeding broad. Oh, how I love thy law! It is my meditation all the day. Thy command enwiseneth me beyond my enemies, for it is forever with me. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation. I understand more than the aged, because I have kept thy precepts. I have refrained my feet from every evil way, that I might observe thy word. I have not turned aside from thy ordinances, for thou hast taught me. How sweet are thy words to my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Thy word is a lamp to my feet, and light to my path. I have sworn and have confirmed it, that I will observe thy righteous ordinances. I am afflicted very much. Make thou me live, O Yahweh, according to thy word. Accept, I beseech thee, the freewill offering of my mouth, O Yahweh, and teach me thy ordinances. My soul is continually in my hand, yet do I not forget thy law. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet have I not gone astray from thy precepts. Thy testimonies have I taken as a heritage forever, for they are the rejoicing of my heart. I have inclined my heart to perform thy statutes forever, even to the end. I hate them that are of a double mind, but thy law do I love. Thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word. Depart from me, ye evildoers, that I may keep the commands of my God. Uphold me according to thy word, that I may live, and let me not be ashamed of my hope. Hold thou me up, and I shall be safe, and I shall be gazing into thy statutes continually. Thou hast set at naught all them that err from thy statutes, for their deceit is falsehood. Thou puttest away all the wicked of the earth like dross. Therefore I love thy testimonies. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgments. I have done justice and righteousness. Leave me not to my oppressors. Be surety for thy servant for good. Let not the proud oppress me. My eyes fail for thy salvation, and for thy righteous word. Deal with thy servant according to thy loyal ardor, and teach me thy statutes. I am thy servant, give me understanding, that I may know thy testimonies. It is time for Yahweh to work, for they have made void thy law. Therefore I love thy commands above gold, yea, above fine gold. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doth my soul keep them. The opening of thy words giveth light, it giveth understanding to the simple. I opened wide my mouth and panted, for I longed for thy commands. Turn thee to me and have mercy upon me, as thou usest to do to those that love thy name. Establish my footsteps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. Redeem me from the oppression of man, so will I observe thy precepts. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant, and teach me thy statutes. Streams of water run down my eyes, because they observe not thy law. Righteous art thou, O Yahweh, and upright are thy judgments. Thou hast commanded thy testimonies in righteousness and very faithfulness. My zeal hath consumed me, because my adversaries have forgotten thy words. Thy word is very pure, therefore thy servant loveth it. I am small and despised, yet do I not forget thy precepts. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is truth. Trouble and anguish have taken hold on me, yet thy commands are my delight. Thy testimonies are righteous forever. Give me understanding, and I shall live. I have called with my whole heart. Answer me, O Yahweh. I will keep thy statutes. I have called to thee, save me, and I shall observe thy testimonies. I anticipated the dawning of the morning, and cried, I hoped in thy words. My eyes anticipated the night watches, that I might meditate on thy word. Hear my voice according to thy loyal ardor. Make thou me live, O Yahweh, according to thy ordinances. They draw near that follow after wickedness. They are far from thy law. Thou art near, O Yahweh, and all thy commands are truth. Of old have I known from thy testimonies that thou hast founded them forever. Consider my affliction, and deliver me, for I do not forget thy law. Plead thou my cause, and redeem me, for thy word make thou me live. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. Great are thy tender mercies, O Yahweh. Make thou me live according to thy ordinances. Many are my persecutors and my adversaries, yet have I not swerved from thy testimonies. I beheld the treacherous and was grieved, because they observe not thy word. Consider how I love thy precepts. Make me live, O Yahweh, according to thy loving kindness. Thy word's beginning is truth. Even to unseen time all thy righteousness' judgment is truth. Princes have persecuted me without a cause, but my heart standeth in awe of thy words. I rejoice at thy word, as one that findeth great spoil. I hate and abhor falsehood, but thy law do I love. 7 times a day do I praise thee, because of thy righteous ordinances. Great peace have they that love thy law, and they have no occasion of stumbling. I have hoped for thy salvation, O Yahweh, and have done thy commands. My soul hath observed thy testimonies, and I love them exceedingly. I have observed thy precepts and thy testimonies, for all my ways are before thee. Let my cry come near before thee, O Yahweh. Give me understanding according to thy word. Let my supplication come before thee. Deliver me according to thy word. Let my lips utter praise, for thou teachest me thy statutes. Let my tongue sing of thy word, for all thy commands are righteous. Let thy hand be ready to help me, for I have chosen thy precepts. I have longed for thy salvation, O Yahweh, and thy law is my delight. Let my soul live, and it shall praise thee, and let thy ordinances help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek thy servant, for I do not forget thy commands.